Johnny Ringo, the legendary gunslinger who met a mysterious end. Did you know that Doc Holliday, Wyatt Earp, and the James Younger gang all crossed paths with Johnny Ringo? He was a cousin to the James Younger brothers and, at one time, an adversary of Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp. His remarkable life, full of adventure and intrigue, will be recounted here, and by the end, you'll learn more about the questions and controversies surrounding his untimely death. Let's begin with the origins of his legend. Those familiar with Johnny Ringo often describe him as a gentleman with a flair for dramatic speech, likened to Shakespeare. He has also been romanticized as one of the most formidable figures of the Old West. However, his story begins on May 3, 1850, when John Peter Ringo was born as the first child of Martin and Mary in Indiana. Life in the Old West was harsh, and families often had to relocate for survival. Over time, the Ringo family grew to include 7 members. Seeking a better future, his parents, along with Ringo and his siblings, embarked on a cross-country journey. This marked the beginning of Ringo's adventurous and challenging life. At 14, Ringo's keen eyesight and quick hands were evident to those around him, though no one could foresee that these skills would one day make him a legendary figure. During their journey westward, tragedy struck. Martin Ringo, while cleaning a firearm, accidentally discharged it, resulting in a fatal injury. Despite this devastating loss, the family persevered and eventually reached their destination. Along the way, they stayed with Ringo's cousins, the Younger brothers. Little is known about Ringo's teenage years, though some accounts depict him as a troubled youth. His sister claimed he left home in 1869 to work as a farmer, but other accounts suggest he was a restless young man. His reputation began in Texas when he was charged for publicly firing a weapon, an act that marked the start of his notoriety. In 1875, Ringo became involved in the Hoodoo War, a bitter feud among cattle barons in Mason County, Texas. Unlike others, his role was not related to cattle, but rather avenging the deaths of close friends. In retaliation, he shot a man suspected of ambushing his friends. Not stopping there, Ringo and his group targeted another individual, but retreated upon finding him well armed. Boldly, Ringo later bragged about his actions. The feud escalated with more violence. Ringo and his group were implicated in multiple killings. Although he faced no charges for these incidents, he was arrested twice for other offenses, including threatening public safety and firing a gun while intoxicated. By then, Ringo was seen as both a poetic and complex figure, polite at times but unpredictable due to his temper and habits. Ringo's troubles with the law continued, including a serious incident where he and a companion threatened a sheriff. They were jailed and later transferred to Austin under heightened security. Ringo's exploits made headlines, though his name was often misspelled. His notoriety grew after his friends helped him escape custody. Despite this, he was eventually rearrested, though he managed to avoid convictions due to a lack of witnesses. In 1881, Ringo arrived in Tombstone, Arizona, and became linked with the Clanton gang. Together, they were involved in various crimes, including robberies and smuggling. Ringo's volatile nature led to multiple confrontations, including one with Doc Holliday. Though they avoided a direct conflict, Ringo's behavior led to further legal troubles, which caused him to miss the legendary Corral gunfight. As the years passed, Ringo became increasingly isolated. His friends either passed away or left Tombstone, and his family distanced themselves from him. Struggling with loneliness and regret, Ringo turned to alcohol. His life ended under mysterious circumstances when he was found lifeless beneath an oak tree. A gunshot wound to his head, officially ruled a suicide. Lingering questions about the cause of his death remain, as there were signs of foul play. Johnny Ringo's life was a blend of myth and reality, a portrait of the complicated lives of Old West figures. Whether his death was self-inflicted or the result of a plot, it marked the end of a storied, enigmatic life. Johnny Ringo's life was a blend of myth and reality, a portrait of the complicated lives of Old West figures. Whether his death was self-inflicted or the result of a plot, it marked the end of a storied, enigmatic life. What do you think? Was Johnny Ringo the tragic victim of his own struggles, or could there have been a darker conspiracy behind his untimely death? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your opinion in the comments.